Embarking on your first flight can be an exhilarating experience, but it's perfectly normal to feel a bit anxious too. Understanding the entire process, from booking your flight to landing safely at your destination, can make your journey all the more enjoyable. In this video you'll find all the essential information needed to become a confident first-time flyer, so fasten your seatbelt and get ready for a high-flying adventure. The first step in your journey is booking your flight. It's easier than you might think, and the only real concern is the cost. You really have two main options to consider, the first being booking your flight directly through the airline, which you can do by simply calling the airline's customer service department or booking directly through the airline's website, which offers you great convenience and flexibility. Be sure to save your airline's phone number and important information like flight and confirmation numbers in your phone. Having this information readily available can help you resolve potential problems quickly. The other option is using an online travel agency like Orbitz or Expedia, where you can also book hotels and rental cars. Whenever possible, choose a direct flight, as layovers can introduce frustrating delays and complications. Direct flights may sometimes cost a bit more, but the added convenience and peace of mind are well worth it. But don't worry, as connecting flights are a common part of air travel. A layover is a pause between connecting flights, and it can vary from a quick turnaround to several hours. When booking a flight with layovers, a good rule of thumb is to aim for at least a 2-hour gap between your flights to avoid missing your connection. Allowing some extra time is never a bad thing. Packing your bags efficiently is crucial for a smooth travel experience, and here are a few tips. Always pack the evening before your flight. Ensure your laundry is done a day or two before you depart. Charge all of your electronics the night and morning before your flight, and make sure you have a portable charger handy. And you'll want to ensure you're carrying essential documents like a valid ID and a passport for international travel. Regarding your luggage, you can simultaneously bring a smaller carry-on bag onto the airplane with you, as well as checking your larger suitcases at the ticketing area. Larger bags and suitcases will be stored inside the plane's cargo area. You'll pick up these larger bags at the luggage claim area after your plane lands. In addition to your carry-on bag, you're also allowed a personal item like a purse or small backpack, which should be small enough to fit under the seat in front of you and typically holds items you might enjoy during your flight, things like snacks, headphones, laptops, and electronic chargers. Now, 24 hours before your flight, you'll want to check in with the airline to confirm that you're actually taking the trip. Most airlines offer easy online check-in on their websites, or you can simply call the airline's customer service number to confirm, and it's always a good idea to print a paper copy of your boarding pass, even if you receive a digital copy in your email, which you can access with your phone. And this is super important, arriving at the airport ahead of time is crucial. Domestic flights generally recommend arriving at least 2 hours before departure, and for international flights it's best to arrive 3 to 4 hours before your flight just to be safe, and always consider additional time during peak holiday seasons when airports can get pretty crowded. It's always better to be a little early than a little late. Regarding parking at the airport, if you're not being dropped off, keep in mind that daily lots are for short-term parking while long-term lots are for extended stays. And be sure to make a note of your parking location to make it easier to find your car upon your return. Taking a picture on your phone of your parking lot number is a great way to remind you of exactly where you parked. Going through airport security is a mandatory part of the flying process, and sometimes the security lines can be rather time-consuming. Just another reason it's best to arrive well in advance of your flight. You might also consider signing up for TSA PreCheck, and you can also review TSA's list of prohibited items to ensure you're not carrying any restricted items in your luggage. You can quickly find this information at the website tsa.gov. There's a link to this website as well as links to some of our favorite travel essentials below in this video's description. Once you've gone through security, you'll immediately find signage that points you in the right direction to the gate your flight is departing from. This information is also located on your boarding pass. Once at the gate, passengers board the plane based on their group number, which is also located on your boarding pass. When it's time to board, you'll find your seat by checking the labels above the rows and selecting the one corresponding to your boarding pass, and if you have a question, flight attendants are right there to help. Before taking off, the flight crew will get on the plane's intercom and announce your flight's safety instructions, but rest easy, as flying is incredibly safe and accidents are extremely rare. Now comes the fun part, when the pilot maneuvers the plane to the runway and the plane swiftly accelerates before becoming airborne in about 15 seconds. It can be a bit bumpy as the plane accelerates down the runway, but it's nothing to worry about. Some passengers find this quite exhilarating, but you might also feel a bit anxious, and that's okay, as it's just a normal part of the adventure. Once the plane reaches cruising altitude, there will be an announcement over the plane's intercom that you're free to move around the cabin. Many flights, depending on the airline, offer entertainment options like on-demand music, TV programs, movies, and some form of Wi-Fi. At some point the flight attendants will go through the cabin serving light snacks and drinks, while on longer flights you may actually get a full meal, and in case you feel some turbulence, just know, as unsettling as it may be, it's a normal part of flying and usually doesn't last too long. Before landing, passengers are asked to be seated and to fasten their seatbelts. Some passengers may experience anxiety during this part of the journey due to the slight rolls and changes in altitude as the plane prepares to land. Once the plane has landed, it's important to remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the crew signals that it's safe to exit the plane and proceed to baggage claim. There will be signage pointing you in the right direction once you've exited the plane. Your checked luggage should arrive on the carousel assigned to your flight. Again, this will be clearly marked. Just look for the carousel with your flight's number. If you're connecting to another flight, you won't need to go to baggage claim as your checked luggage will be moved to your new airplane. Just follow the signs to your next gate. Please give us a like if you received some value. You're gonna love this next video on the ultimate California road trip along the beautiful Pacific Coast Highway. See you there.